Hello, hello. Welcome to With Wisdom, Embodying Energy, Embracing Seasons. And we are releasing this episode on Christmas Eve and around also the solstice. And today we are gonna reflect on that, on what is evoking this time of the year for us, what is bringing to us. And I'm curious, Sam, if you could share a little bit what is going on in your life or in your heart on these days.
On these days, solstice and Christmas Eve, I find
Mm.
it really like a very bright time of the year and light time of the year. And that's very strange because we're at the darkest point of the year in terms of the sort of seasonal shift that we've got. So we've got this huge amount of dark, and then everybody around us, sense of humans, I mean, not other living things, humans is bringing in as much light as you possibly can. As I walk along my street after dark, all the houses are lit up, with Christmas lights, and there's candles in the window, and there's lights in the window, and there's something around people kind of craving to bring that light in. So I think it means, for me, it brings actually quite a lot of joy. This time of the year, I quite enjoy this time of the year. Now I know that's possibly from my own Catholic upbringing, which I'm no longer a practicing Catholic or Christian, but I still think I hold on to that kind of joyous feelings around this time. And I'm wearing actually my little sun pendant around my neck, and I have my suns in my ears today because it's a kind of little timely reminder for me about the majesty, I think, of our star that lights our solar system, and
Mm.
how the darkest day, sorry, the shortest day, is the precursor to a time when the light is going to come back into our daily lives, when the sun becomes the daylight, sorry, extends longer and longer and longer after the 21st in the northern hemisphere, of course, in where we live. Yeah, so it's this kind of time of joy. There's a kind of warmth, even though it may be very cold. Those are the things that I remember around this time. Mm. And I know we're recording before Christmas Eve, but I will be joining my friends in a winter solstice little memory celebration event when we will be gathered around a fire, just to
Mm.
kind of remind ourselves of the things that have actually gone really well this year. I kind of think it's almost, this time is a time of reflection. Time between solstice and New Year is a reflective time for me. And I think solstice for me marks that reflection time, the start of that reflection time. What about you, Gabby?
Well, there's many similarities of what you share about this. For me, Christmas is my favorite celebration of all.
Hmm. All right,
Because
I do love Christmas. I'm going to
I
say
love it. I mean,
that.
I remember it was like when I was a kid, it was like a special light was hovering over our house. You know,
Mm,
it might be that the year was difficult or not. I don't know, and all the struggles we had inside our home. But my grandma used to take out her cooking books with the cookies, and we started baking even before December. And my grandpa, when he was younger, he brought a tree that he cut himself, and we just like gather around the tree and all this stuff. So
mm,
this light in Venezuela, of course, I didn't have the consciousness or the sense that it was dark or darkness, because it's actually the contrary. We are in the equator and we didn't have much variations around that, but it was around maybe the sadness or the difficulties I experienced during my childhood. In that time of the year, it was like sheltered by a different kind of light. And since
mm,
I have been living in Europe almost 21 years,
mm,
it will be now in January. Not all Christmas I have spent here, but it brings me this warmth and connection and sense of rebirth, right?
Mm,
And the rebirth of light, right, in the darkest day of the year, and
mm,
but also it's an opportunity for this reflection not to get blind by the light, like I share in one of our previous episodes through this beautiful poem Winter's Cloak, where it says too
yes.
much light can blind my gestation or my it's a kind of bright lightening, and so tender light to review and to feel and to sense what we have lived and to thank it. And on the other
Mm,
hand, it's a sense for me these thresholds or turning points of the year, this winter solstice or the summer solstice. It's because it's not a celebration that the human kind created, so to say, because it's a cosmic event, right? The dates
it's always happened.
shorter, we want it or not, but it's
Mm,
a way of trusting life and understanding the perfection of the universe and the cosmos, that is tending to harmony always.
mm,
When you reach one extreme, the extreme of darkness, then you have the seed of light, or the other way around, when you reach the extreme of light, then you have the dark. Or we see it in the earth. No, we have in the northern hemisphere winter, and in the southern hemisphere they are gonna be in the summer solstice.
yes,
So there's
yes.
it's complementing. It's a reminder that not the things that seems to be opposite, it doesn't mean that they cannot coexist on the same field.
Oh, I
They
love
can
that, Gabby.
be to that. And for me, it's
Mm,
a reflection of unity is made up of diversity, of
yes.
complementary opposites, and not something that you say, I want light but not darkness. No, we have everything, and the nature is made perfect. So it's a time to
Mm,
cultivate trust, faith, and yeah, and hope and confidence in the way of nature for me.
mm. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I love the way that you describe light. And the light at this year time of the year is that warm glow. And there is something around, even, I mean, today it's quite bright and light outside. It's been very, very rainy in the last couple of weeks in the UK. But today the light is streaming in my window, but it's there's a quality to that light, which
Mhm.
is a little bit less harsh, not harsh, harsh is the wrong word, sharp maybe,
Mhm.
that you might get in the bright summer light. There's a slightly kind of um, lesser glow, which I really appreciate at this time of the year. So early
Mhm.
morning sort of sunrises and sunsets in December and January are so wonderful to see.
Mhm.
One, because they
Mhm.
actually happen at a reasonable time. So the sun is coming up at like, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock. So it's not that you have to be like 4 o'clock in the morning to see the sunrise. And the sun sets when I'm walking the dog, usually the sun is setting. I just could stand and just watch that
Mm.
for a very long time.
Yeah, me also.
So
I love
beautiful.
the colors that the display of colors.
Yes.
Yesterday we had here such an amazing day. In the morning when I
Mm,
woke up, the sky was like in violet and pinks and
mm.
blue and dark blue, which is actually the color of in Chinese medicine of the water element. No, it's dark blue,
Ah,
uh,
lovely.
black for winter. And at the end of the day, there was more lighter pink and violet colors in
Mm,
and orange. But as you say, it's not so strident or sharp, and
mm.
it's like a caress from the sky to us, to our
Yes.
heart.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So the invitation I want to make today is that we take a moment in this threshold time to connect with our inner sun, and you may want to um, to come back to your body if you are
I'm going to
not,
just
and
settle
then
myself.
yeah, and sense your feet on the ground, your your back straight, but not with your chest soft. And bring your attention to your heart. You can close your eyes or keep them open and start to sense how this inner sun lighten lightening up your chest, and the rays of the sun that feels warm and cozy in our chest. And also start to see how your heart is connecting with mine over here. There's a
Mm.
thread of light, there's a ray of light that connect us. And so it is with the people in your house, in your neighborhood, in your city. And we start to see how all our hearts are connecting to the eternal sun, to the sun that is above us, even in darker skies. Trusting that after the darkest night, there's a sunrise also in our being. And remembering that even if we seem to be different, diverse, the sum of us all is unity, no? So it's perfect like it is. It's we are made with these different shapes, forms, characters, energies, because at the end it brings harmony to the nature of life. And if you allow me, I will share. There's a book I love, called "To Bless the Space Between Us" from John O'Donohue,
Mm.
which I love. And he had a blessing for light. And I'll take the time for this Christmas Eve to share with you this blessing. And please take it with you and let it work inside of your soul. For light. Light cannot see inside things. That is what the dark is for. Minding the interior, nurturing the draw of growth through places where death, in its own way, turns into life. In the glare of neon times, let our eyes not be worn by surfaces that shine with hunger made attractive. That our thoughts may be true light, finding their way into words, which has half the weight of shadow to hold the layers of truth. That we never place our trust in minds claimed by empty light, where one-sided certainties are driven by false desire. When we look into the heart, may our eyes have the kindness and reverence of candlelight. That the searching of our minds be equal to the oblique crevices and corners where the mystery continues to dwell, glimmering in fugitive light. When we are confined inside the dark house of suffering, that moonlight might find a window. When we become false and lost, that the severe noon light would cast our shadow clear. When we love, that dawn light would lighten our feet upon the waters. As we grow old, that twilight would illuminate treasure in the fields of memory. And when we come to search for God, let us first be robed in night, put on the mind of morning, to feel the rush of light spread slowly inside the color and stillness of a found world.
Excuse me. That was really beautiful. There were two lines that I didn't want to hold on to them too long, as I wanted to stay with you with the poem. there was a
Mm-hmm.
line about the candlelight. I wonder if you could just read that little bit about the candlelight again. That one line was about two-thirds of the way
Yeah.
down.
When we
Mm,
look into the heart, may our eyes have the kindness, and
mhm.
reverence of candlelight.
I like that line. And the other line I really liked was the one about twilight. It was
Ah,
towards
yeah,
the end. That was a
yeah.
beautiful line.
That was also beautiful. Just let me find it again.
It's towards the end.
Yeah, as we grow old, that twilight would illuminate treasure in the fields of memory.
Ah, illuminate treasures in the fields of memory. How
Yeah,
wonderful is that?
yeah.
And so today, when we're kind of creating, so if you're watching this on Christmas Eve and you have a bit of moments peace in your household, we're creating memories on at times of the year like this, around
Mm,
the solstice, around Christmas, in between Christmas and New Year. This is a time for those memories to be kind of harvested and held on to and cherished. Once the busyness maybe of a Christmas day or Boxing Day or whatever, however, whether or not you celebrate or not, being around other people who are celebrating, you may be kind of drawn into to create some really wonderful memories. And a bit
mm,
like those beams of light, those rays of light, if I open my curtains, the rays of light would come in. We're just taking those as memories to hold on to.
mm,
That's what I kind of feel at every Christmas or every kind of celebration point in our year. And we've been sharing a lot this year. That there are times when we are taking that pause, thinking what's going on out in the world today, what's going on in our lives right now, that we can hold on to and harvest, keep and spread, like spreading light elsewhere.
mm.
Thank you so much for that poem. It was beautiful. Will you put that in the show notes so that we can, if anybody wants to have another read or go and find it, they know where to look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I want to close with invitation. I heard somewhere that in some ancient civilizations they had the belief, or yeah, that in these summer solstice celebrations for the winter summer solstice, they were helping the cosmos and Mother Nature to bring back light. And
Mm,
we are in times which in times where light might be handy for all of us, and connecting with our inner sun, and thinking of bringing light not only into our life, but also in every interaction we have. Yeah,
mm,
just be mindful of that we are bringers of light, and that we may
mm.
help to bring more light into this world, not to blind us, but a tender light, a kind light that help us to see the common thread
Yes,
between us.
yes. I'm. That is definitely would be my Christmas wish for everybody too. So
Mm,
looking for the gold in all, looking for
mm,
the light in all.
mm.
Thank you so much, Gabriella.
Thank
And
you,
to
Sam.
anybody who's watching, we are quickly coming up to the end of the year, and
Mm,
we are very grateful that you carried on staying with us and watching with us and enjoying the content that we're putting out. If you've enjoyed today, we'd appreciate a comment, and we would like to wish all of our watchers, if you are celebrating or not, a very Merry Christmas and Winter Solstice, and any other celebration you may be celebrating at this time of the year. And we hope that you will join us as we close the year on New Year's Eve. So it's with wisdom signing off, embodying energy, embracing seasons, and we'll see you very soon. Bye bye.
bye bye.